Hola, me llamo Charlotte y vivo en Solihull.
Hola, me llamo Seth y ya he concluido mi segundo y último año de A-Level Español.
Hola, yo soy Simran, estudio español, biología y arte.
Hola, me llamo Zala y tengo 17 años y nació en Afganistán, pero ahora vivo en Inglaterra.
So I did it previously at GCSE and we never kind of got offered the culture and enrichment of it and kind of the broader aspects such as like kind of the diversity of Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries. So I thought it was an opportunity to delve into it.
I guess the reason I chose to study a language is because I already speak a different language at home, and I thought it would be interesting to learn about another language, especially Spanish, because I already love the music. So I thought, oh, maybe I could learn more about the culture, Latin American culture especially. Yeah.
I have friends who live in Italy, in Spain, in Korea. I have them in all sorts of places, and I find that learning languages is more about learning the culture, and also it helps you to develop friendships. And the more you learn, the more interesting it becomes, and the more you begin to enjoy it. I find that studying doesn't just have to be about textbooks, it can be about watching a film, watching a drama. I like how it can incorporate music or any of your interests which you have, and in that sense it's one of the A-levels with a lot of more freedom.
I actually decided to study Spanish because I'm looking forward to study law with Spanish at uni, so I knew that studying Spanish would be useful, and also I would like to visit Spain in the future, so knowing Spanish will certainly be useful when I go there.
It depends on the lesson. I mean, it was a bit different for us given that we spent so much at home doing remote learning. But when we're at school, we spend a lot of time talking to each other on the headsets to understand the different concepts. But we also do a lot of news reviews, and we'd have the conversation classes weekly where we debate different topics each week in Spanish.
So it varies quite a lot. You're either going to do kind of smaller activities kind of independently, doing stuff like grammar or like stuff that you've learned in previous lessons, or you also do group work or pair work using headphones and kind of doing answers together and kind of sharing answers to build kind of a stronger response.
The A-level curriculum here at college is divided in 4 main sections: speaking, listening, writing and translation. And in each session we cover a variety of topics regarding Spanish culture and society. And mainly we cover topics such as being young in any Spanish country, or we cover even more historical topics such as Franco's regime.
We cover Franco, that was the most recent one, so it's the easiest to talk about. But earlier on we did immigration, which wasn't my thing as such. But you also learn about the culture, so what the young people, how they live, what the employment situation is like, what sort of film they watch, what music, what art. It covers everything.
I think the independent research project we have to do, because it's kind of an option to really do something you're interested at and kind of target all your focus to kind of create a really good, strong kind of mark and grade for yourself.
I think the thing is interacting with other students, especially using Seneco. I think here at the college, I think we're very lucky to be able to interact with other students using the headphones and also listen back at our recordings so we can see what we've done well and what we might not have done very well. I think another part is, of course, I think the topics we go through. I think for me what was interesting was looking at the Spanish Civil War and looking at the dictatorship of Francisco Franco and looking at how different Spain is and how democratic it is compared to in the past.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that there was a jump. A lot of people will tell you that it will be easy, whereas it isn't. It's not easy in any subject, but Spanish is a lot nicer to you in the way that it will go over all the verbs, it will go over the new vocab, you will have quiz that it doesn't matter so much about what you don't know, it's about your willingness to pick it up. So they don't have any expectations of you to be good at the start. It's more about you need to be able to want to learn, and that's what the whole subject is about.
Personally, I found the jump from GCSE to A-level quite manageable, and I think that's because I was quite consistent with my work, and I think that anyone who has enjoyed GCSE Spanish will also enjoy A-level Spanish, and the jump is not that big of a jump if you're being consistent at GCSE.
It is a jump. You will notice it because the level kind of advances much more quickly. You have to kind of learn all the vocabulary and the grammar, but as long as you stay on top of it, it's not as bad as you might think.
I definitely would say I feel more confident. I remember when I was doing my speaking exam in my GCSEs, and I could definitely I felt very nervous. Whereas now, I've seen a drastic change and I feel more comfortable in my grammar, but also in my vocabulary. I think my range in terms of vocabulary has definitely improved a lot, and I don't know, it's just incredible to see how the more you learn Spanish, especially with incredible teachers here and the support you get at this college, you feel very satisfied once you've learned more, and just, I don't know, when you just see how far you've come.
Oh, 100 times more confident. Now it comes as second nature because of kind of all the practice you get, especially with conversation classes that you get weekly to actually practice your speaking skills. You kind of learn kind of a subconscious fluency.
The speaking component in A-level is much broader than in GCSE, so you'll get to speak Spanish much more than in GCSE, and this will help you when you're speaking and improving confidence.
Well, recently it's been exam papers because we've been preparing for our exams. We do a range of things, like originally it's mostly learning the different vocabulary or grammar for the tests which you get just to make sure that you can do it, but you do a lot of things like news reviews as well as once you start your independent research project, that takes up most of your homework space.
For kind of any other kind of work we get outside of lessons, it's always practice questions or finishing off worksheets that were kind of relevant to the lesson or topics we just learned, and also a lot of kind of past papers and grammar tests to kind of always kind of assess how our progress is and kind of how we're getting on and what we need to target more.
After college, I'm going to study at uni, and I'm studying lower Spanish, and studying Spanish A-level will certainly be useful for my Spanish component at uni, and also I'm really looking forward for my year abroad in Spain, and I think studying A-level Spanish will really help me.
So, unfortunately I'm not doing Spanish or another language at university. I'm doing politics and international relations, but Spanish is definitely something, especially after doing it for 6 years, it's not something I want to forget, because I think it would be very useful, let's say, if I get into, let's say, diplomacy or international politics, if I get a job in that field. I think Spanish would be very useful when communicating with other people from other countries, politicians from different countries communicating, and yeah, I think it definitely helped with my communication skills.
So I'm going to study fine art, but I'm planning on doing teaching or studying a master's at Spain or some kind of other European country. So I think kind of learning the language, it gives you kind of appreciation of the diversity within kind of outside of the UK, and kind of helps you kind of learn the kind of basics of when you need to learn a new language and kind of integrate into a new society.
My real passion isn't languages, it's geography. So I love the world and the cultures and how the environment has an effect on the world. And although languages I won't necessarily go and always speak Spanish, wherever I go I can use this ability which I've had to learn Spanish to learn other languages, but also so many countries speak Spanish, and I use Spanish websites so much for my studies anyway at the moment with geography, so I think it will definitely be useful to continue.